We're already a month into autumn, and I feel like I haven't even had a moment to really appreciate and fully acknowledge this shift in season. It's only been in the last week where I've really started to notice it in the crisp morning air and in the leaves changing colours on the trees. This last fortnight, I've been easing myself back into sweet slowness. My busy season is starting to come to a close after the summer, and I am noticing myself really yearning for moments of deep quietude to wake up early and experience the stillness of the morning and begin my day with ease and presence. During autumn, I also really strongly feel this sense of death. It's an opportunity for us to allow the withering, allow the death of anything that is no longer serving us or anything that we have outgrown. It gives us time and space to really allow things to be released into the world, to allow the natural decay of what is meant to decay, so that when the winter months arrive, we can deeply sink into the space of rest to prepare ourselves for the blossoming of spring. My practices as of late have been really supporting me into this idea of really allowing things to be let go, and have felt like a river washing over my tired bones in a lot of ways. My yoga practice, my meditation practice has been especially beneficial at helping me to clear the fog from my mind and to really embody the knowledge and wisdom that I have gathered over the summer months, and to give myself a moment to truly integrate and embody the things that I want to take with me, and to allow the things that perhaps don't serve me or things that don't really resonate with me to be let go of, so that I can welcome in new opportunities and new wisdom. I've felt really called into the practice of Nauli Kriya, and usually practicing it alongside Breath of Fire. Moving deeper into autumn and the season of death, this practice has felt so supportive as I allow the withering and allow the decaying. Nauli is still quite a new practice to me, but every time I practice it, I feel this sense of clearing out the old, of a internal ringing, and of making space within me. Oh my god, it's such a mental game. It's like my brain is trying so much to make the connection, and it's like every now and then it kind of hits it a little bit.
It's not a normal movement.
No, side to side.
No way.
After my practices, I find it really grounding to do my chores. It really anchors me back into this earthly experience, and I always feel very grateful to tend to my space and to allow that same clarity, that same clearing of the space to happen in both my internal and external environment.
Folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love. Remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass. I could really use some stuff like that.
Intended to help swamis to overcome narrow identification, Shankar, and turn to Sri Yukteswar. Do you know the Bhagavad Gita? No, sir, not really, though my eyes and mind have run through its pages many times. Hundreds have replied to me differently. If one busies himself with an outer display of scriptural wealth, what time is left for silent inward diving after the priceless pearls? Sri Yukteswar directed the study of his own disciples by the
Oh my god, I have never seen a book depository package this big before. Like, why is it so massive? What is going on? It's all very exciting though, because that officially means that my books are starting to arrive, my new Yogi books, which is very exciting. I am on my way. I'm heading into Sala. I have a class to teach. Oh god, let me just reverse out of this driveway. Can't talk. Just reversing into my hedge, but it's fine.
Take me to the ruins, aquifers and springs, baby ferns uncurling, every living thing. Be to me a mother, both hands on the wheel. Show me faded color, fields of chamomile. All at once in a dream, we are together. You could call it a vision or a tether.
Just finished class and I'm drinking this good shit ginger. Oh my god, it's actually so tasty. One of the things I love is like Sala's like recently added in like this communal space as well as like selling like drinks and refreshments and like a bunch of different things, and this is one of them, and it's like honestly my favorite thing. A really nice practice today. Yeah, just loving coming in and having these classes. This was my 12:30 class that I have every Thursday. I'm just like, I'm freaking obsessed with this space. Just this entire studio, I just feel like I could actually live here. I got back from teaching yoga and I have my new books. They have all arrived. They arrived really quickly. I honestly wasn't expecting them for another wee while, but here we go. Pip, you need to get out of the frame, buddy. No, you're right in the middle of the camera. So I got these two. So this is The Key Muscles of Yoga and The Key Poses of Yoga, both by Ray Long. So those are those there. I have already got like some yoga anatomy books, but I have seen these ones around quite a bit. So I've always been kind of intrigued as to how they are different to the anatomy book that I have got. So yeah, very excited about that, diving into a little bit more anatomy things. And then these two I am very excited for. So I got Siddhartha, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but Siddhartha by Hernan Hesse. I, again, don't know if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but this is one of the books that came very highly recommended by Sarah, who is the owner of Sala and who I am assisting on her 200-hour yoga teacher training. And this one has been on my TBR for such a long time, and it was actually a discussion that I had with Kirsty, who is also part of holding the space for the Sala yoga teacher training coming up next month. And we were actually having a conversation just about books, I guess, and she was like, Awakening Shakti is like one of my all-time favorites. And so after I was talking to her about that, I was like, I gotta get it because I have heard so many great things about it. And I've been wanting to get it for a long time and read it for a long time, but I felt like it was one of those ones that I really needed to spend a good chunk of time on. So I'm actually very content to only have 2 philosophical books to go through at the moment, because I feel like they're both going to be the kind of ones that I really need to sit with and digest. And then this one is like real workbook. So there's exercises and stuff to do. So I feel like this is going to be a process. This is going to be a journey. So I'm very excited for that. But yay! More yogi tics. I feel like immediately inspired. And actually, this kind of reminds me, hold on, I need to like position you a little bit better so I'm like not in the blaring sun. There we go. It's actually kind of reminding me of something that I've been, I guess, integrating within me this week. It seems to be one of those things that has reinformed itself again and again and again in the last like week and a half. And it's this idea of digesting information, and also the purpose of learning and study and of reading, and just the reason behind why I want to inform myself in this way, why I want to buy these books, why I want to continue this line of self-study. And it's honestly mostly just to like keep me on the path, to keep me inspired, because I feel like that's what sacred text really does, is that it evokes things within you. It inspires these things within you. And I know for me personally, whenever I am reading a sacred text, whenever I am reading a spiritual book or a self-help book or any of those sorts of things, it's mostly just to keep me like inspired and motivated and on the path. Just like making sure that the information that I am putting out into the world is informed and coming from like this rooted place, not just from the text and not just from scripture, but also within me. It's not just simply about taking in all of this information, which I think is something that I'm very prone to doing, is just absorbing a lot of text, but also digesting it and allowing it to permeate within me. And it was this line that I actually listened to in the autobiography of a yogi. I wrote it down because it was just like, it really resonated with me. If one busies himself with an outer display of scriptural wealth, what time is left for silent inward diving after the priceless pearls? Wisdom is not assimilated with the eyes, but with the atoms. When your conviction of a truth is not merely in your brain, but in your being, you may diffidently, oh my God, I can't get this word. You may diffidently vouch for its meaning. And it just kind of reaffirmed this idea that I've kind of been sitting with for actually like a year, because last year I found myself really just like wanting to read lots and soak up information, and also going to like the extent of being like, do I need to go off and do my 300-hour training? And you know, I definitely would love to do my 300-hour training at some point. However, I also want to be cautious of this like seeking for intellectual knowledge and intellectual knowing before I integrate on a cellular level the wisdom that I have already gathered, and putting that into practice and putting it into truth, not simply cognitively, but also within the very cells of my being. All these reminders have kind of started to come in the last week after I put in this order for these books, as I feel like just like a reminder from the universe to just be like, you know, just pace yourself. There's no rush to learn everything, because you can't possibly learn everything. It's just not possible that way. But really take the time and take the patience to continue to integrate all of the wisdom that you are gathering so far. Wisdom is this intellectual knowing when it becomes ingrained within your very being and it's more experiential. You really embody it as opposed to just simply knowing it. So yeah, very excited for some extended learning. And to, just continue to integrate all of the things that I have currently got rolling around in this noggin. Anyways, I feel like I've been talking way too long and it's a nice afternoon, and though it is going to be chilly, I want to go outside, and I want to go and I want to lay on the beach, and I want to take my book and I want to make a little picnic for myself and probably take some blankets down and like a big cardigan, because I know it's going to be chilly out there.